Hi, my name is Daniel Malik, and today I'm going to show you how you can create your own custom Roslyn rules in Code Auditor. That's a functionality that has been added recently and allows you to scan the code accurately comparing to what regex gives you. So here I have one job that is called empty quotes, and it literally scans through the code and tries to find where you could be using string.empty instead of empty quotes. If I run this job, you can see that two violations were found. So if I double click the first one, you can see here's the first one, and here we have another one. Now in the first case, if I try to use string.empty, you'll see that the compiler will complain saying that I cannot use string.empty here. So optional parameters, I always have to use empty quotes if I want to do that. But in other cases, I can just use string.empty, and that's perfectly fine. So to make this rule bulletproof, I'll be using Roslyn, because Roslyn will help me to understand what are the optional parameters and what is the rest of the code. Now, how can I do that? Well, first of all, I have to install one of the extensions that's called Roslyn Syntax Visualizer, and this tool will give me insight into how Roslyn sees code. So I'll open here the Roslyn Syntax Visualizer, and as you can see, when I click through the code, it understands exactly where I am and what's the syntax and so forth. So what I'm interested in here is these guys that are empty quotes, and when I click between the empty quotes, I can see that this token is string literal token. So this guy is the same string literal token, but I want to understand how to get those guys. So first of all, I'll be interested in those that are parameters. So what I'll do, I'll just go through the chain and get to the top. So in this case, I found a parameter, and I can see that one of the children is string literal expression. So basically, I'll be interested in all those string literal expressions where parameter is somewhere in the upper hierarchy. And of course, this string literal token has to have value empty. So if I look at this guy will have some value, and I'll be interested in this one, which is empty. Okay, so I'll go back to Code Auditor and I'll fix that rule. So let's open that rule. Let's look for string.empty. Double click that guy. So this is a new functionality in Code Auditor. You can switch from regex to Roslyn, and then you click those triple dots, and this will bring up the Roslyn snippet builder. Now by default, it will load the previous search string that was in there, but you can easily start with a new one, and it will give you pretty much all you need to start with. So what I'll do here, I'll just load a snippet that I have written before, and then I'll explain how it works. So here I'll load one of my snippets, and what happens here is that first I get the source, and then I compile that source so that I get back the tree, and from that tree I'll just take the first node to get my root, and then in that root I can look for the other tokens where the raw kind is string literal token. Now how did I get that string literal token raw kind? So all I have to do, I have to go here in code, and then it positions me in string literal token, and then I go here and find what is the raw kind, and then I looked up. I could actually type in that value, but if you know the syntax and how it works, then you can work it out back. What is the idea of this guy, because it's different for C# and VB. Anyway, so I'm looking here for the string literal token, and I'm interested in only those guys where the value is empty. Now once I have those items, I just have to build up the tree. So this is a simplified syntax, but basically what I did, I just counted up. So this is the first parent, and there is the second one. This is the third parent in hierarchy. So if the third parent in hierarchy is parameter syntax, this is what I found here. I'll just skip it, otherwise I'll return back the line and I'll tell you where exactly this was found. I'll save and close this. Now I'll go back to jobs and press the start button to run the scan again. As you can see, it's coming back with more results than the previous one. That's just because Roslyn is so accurate. And when we get to this guy, you can see that the optional parameter was skipped, but this one was found. Thanks for watching. Cheers.